Hi there and welcome back. I'm back with the woodland journals. They're coming along lovely. I did sit yesterday and add some more, what are we calling them? Pull-outs. Are they pull-outs? I can't think of the right term. I was calling them tip-ins. Oh my goodness. I can't think of the word. Yes. So I've added a few more different things. I think we did that one on video. I've added those, which was from the 12 by 12s. I won't be stitching all of these things in, just some of them. So once I've added a few more things, I will be taking them to the sewing machine and just adding some stitches here and there, just for, you know, texture and what have you. Definitely will be stitching in the lace page edges. So that was another one. So we've got one that goes down and one that comes out. Added just a library pocket. I think that was the only kind of pocket that I added. I can't remember if I added that one on screen or not. That's another one of those, just an index card which I scored to make the hinge. Okay, so I've got another couple that I want to do something with to make them into, oh, why can't I think of the word? Tip outs, no. Anyway, so this is the end of an envelope. It's the envelope that I used to for the cover. So then I covered this with material and scrapbook paper. It was just to, you know, give it some stability. So that's the flap which you would stick down on your envelope, and I just scored it down so I can stick that bit down and then that bit will open. So I'm just going all the way around it with some vintage photo. I've not inked everything. I've, you know, inked some things and not other things. I don't want it to be a particularly grungy journal. So let's add a bit all the way around. Okay, so I've just got a strip of paper. These was out my scraps. Some of them I did, you know, have to cut them a bit thinner. But there was all out my scraps. I've done the you know, the other ones for the other 5 journals. So you will see that, you know, I've put this together quickly because I've already, you know, sat and thought about how I'm going to decorate it, and I've obviously already decorated some of them. So this is, you know, going to be a very quick process. So I'm just going to stick that through the middle. I've had my glue upside down because they're both very nearly to the end, and I do need to refill this one, and I have got a new fabric sack, but I want to make sure that I get all the fabric sack out before I use another one. So I'm just gonna, you know, down the middle. I've only decorated one side because I want you know, you to be able to write at the back of that. Now you could stick another page, you know, at the back of that. That would then be called a tip-in. This is a flip out, isn't it? Gosh, why couldn't I think of that? So I've got some chiffon ribbon, which I just cut in half to make it a bit thinner. And I'm just going to put a line of glue down the middle. It's obviously quite goopy glue because we're right at the end. I don't have any acetone. And I've not got, there's not that much left in it anyway to be bothered about. Oh, I need to order some acetone. Okay, so I'm gonna stick that there and that there, and then just gonna crease it slightly like that. Okay, and I've this little bit of like netting kind of material in a nice green. Gonna dab that down in the middle. Like so. Let's keep that out because I'll need that again in a minute. And then I've a little cutout from the kit, which is Woodland Walk. It's available in my Etsy as a 35-page kit and on my Patreon as a 40-page kit, and there is 18 pages of freebies. There's nearly 500 pages now of freebies on my Patreon. Most of the freebies, you know, match kits of mine, but they're definitely, you know, mixing with kits that you've already got. So that is that. I was at first thinking about putting buttons on it and things, but because I've put quite a few, you know, these fold out pieces and stuff, I don't want to bulk it out anymore. And buttons are lovely, but they're so bulky. And I'm going to put this on there, so I can just take that sticky bit off. Obviously you don't need this, you know, all it is a cream piece of card cut to that length. I've just done you know, an edge with a edge punch and scored it, and then you would stick you know, your scored bit down. These are just a little bit longer, so I'm going to cut it off. I wouldn't bother because I'm not bothered about it being a different length, but because it's sticky underneath, I don't want that bit of, you know, stickiness, because it could stick onto my, you know, next page. So that's that. So that just widens that out a little bit. Obviously you could have a pocket there, or like I say, you could actually you know, pretend that was a piece of paper. You could stick that to it and you'd have another you know, page there. I might do that. I'm not too sure at this time. So that's that one. And then the next one, where have I put the stuff, was these little CD envelopes. I think I did it on that side, so the flaps that side, yeah. And I've got some, this is scrap wallpaper, which I did a cover of something, some journal. I can't remember what journal I covered in it. So I want to cut this down. It is just under 8.5. is that width-wise? Or let's do length first. That's just over 8.5. So I'll do it at 8.5. So 8.5, and it was just under 8.5, if I remember right. So we'll pop that in there, like so. This isn't a journal card. I'm actually going to stick it down. It's just for, you know, decoration for pretties. Just going to put a little bit of ink around the edge. These have been tea stained. I'm not really thinking about using these as pockets. I think, you know, once you've stuck that down, it's obviously hard to get in and out. If I start cutting this out to give my, you know, an opening, then you've got this bit, so you're having to come right down there. So I'm not sealing it up, but I'm not going to put anything in the pocket. If that makes any sense whatsoever. So I'm just going to pull that out slightly, put a little bit of glue down there, and down there, just to keep it in place. Take that bit off. Just give it a rub. So that's that. I've just put that lid back on. And then I've just got another fussy cut from the kit. Beautiful dear. And, oh, I wanted that glue. Let's stick that down. And then I've got some words, which again is from the kit. I wish I'd have got some more papers tea stained. I think I did, you know, I probably did 100 in one day at the height of summer, and then didn't do any more. And I've about run out, so not good. And they just take forever to dry in the house, and it's all quite messy, isn't it? So I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to end up just doing it in the house or shine bright even in a storm like that. I think I've already inked around that. I think there's a little bit. I've just put the lid on that again. It's because I keep seeing the Fabri-Tac and thinking, oh, I've got glue out, but I'm not using fabric. Okay, I'll just pop that across there. Just get that little bit of glue on. So that will be stuck down there. So I thought that this could be another writing bit. You could obviously add some extra paper, so you know it would fold down or something, or across, to make it a bigger area. Or you could add a little pocket at the back. Or, you know, if you really wanted, you could shove something in there. But like I say, it would be just very difficult getting something in and out. Right, let's is that the same journal? Yeah, because that's that side. Okay. So I'm putting that on this side, and I'm going to stick that there, look. Cute. Right, put some glue on here. Okay. So they're the two that I sat and made yesterday, and like I said, I did it for the other 5 journals and got them stuck in. So the last one I haven't made up yet, so I will sit and do the other 5 you know, off screen once I've filmed the other one. So you could definitely get something in there, you know, if you wanted. I could have just glued it, you know, so you couldn't use it as a pocket. Oh, okay, so that's in there. I think these are going to be quite awkward to sew in because obviously there's quite a lot going off, but I have kept it that there's nothing in the middle to make it, you know, that my hand's not getting jammed on things. So the next one I'm going to do is this kind of envelope, and I want it going that way because the little envelope is towards the back of the journal, and I want this at the front, so I want that going that way. Again, I thought I'm going to put something underneath this, so you've got something pretty. I will make a journal card that goes in and out at another time, but to firm it up and just have something pretty that's in there, whether you've took your journal card out or not, I'm going to use some scrapbook paper. So let's I'm obviously just going to do it a little bit smaller. I might just rip it with my ruler, you know, because it doesn't matter if it's not completely straight. I just don't want to get the massive cutter out for, oh my goodness, where's my mark? Around there somewhere. Oh, isn't it funny how it how things just disappear. Anyway, do it about that. Is that? Okay, I might as well rip a few down because obviously I will need more. I don't think I can get a third out of there. I want it to be wide enough because I don't want to see the blue. In some journals, you know, if it was like a grungy one, I wouldn't mind seeing that blue, but in this woodland one, I don't want to see it. Am I only going to get one out of this? Yeah, really. So I need 6 of these. It's a good job I did get 3 sheets out. I was getting 2 out and there was 3 attached to each other, and I thought, oh, I'll just leave the other one out. I can use it for something else, but I obviously have ended up needing it. I don't know if all 3 are exactly the same. I think that one's a bit different. That one's got like purpley flowers on. This is a Craft Cut Consortium scrapbook paper. It is about 220 GSM, so it's a nice thick paper. Can't remember what the pad is called. I think one was it's a herb or botanical or something, but they are on my Amazon under my favourites. If you wanted to see, I did get 2 different pads. That one's nice. Look, it's got the I did that with the plastic lace. So I'll put those over there because I'll sit and do those after. So again, I'm just going to do it a little bit smaller just so I can get it in. Okay. No, I couldn't have got 2 out of it. Right. So I want it that way, don't I? So let's see if it just a little bit too big, isn't it? Yeah, I have got my little cutter, so I can take a little bit off. Getting the big cutter out is such a oof, and it's far too big for the desk, so I do avoid it. And half the time, you know, I can manage without it. It's still got that bit of blue, but I suppose that bit will be stuck down. I can pull that out slightly. Yeah. Okay, and obviously we've got that at the back. Right, so again, I'm just going to glue that bit. Not going to glue all the way around it because that will keep it in place. So I'm going to bend that back so I can see where the edge is. Let's pop that in. Okay, that'll be fine. Give that a rub. Put the lid back on that because I don't think I'll need it for a while. Eek. Put the ruler back. Just because my space is so small, not because I'm a neat freak. Just if I've got too much on my desk, it just fills up. So that's that. I'm going to ink around it. I've not thought what I'm doing with it because, like I say, this is the first one I've made. The other two, like I said, sat and thought about how I was laying it out, and I laid them out all the same. You know, I used different paper and different images, but I went with the same layout. So this will become a pocket, and you've got this to write on. So I'm not going to do anything at the back. I may put a little stamp there when we, you know, go through the journal decorating. But I want to do something with the front so it's not as plain. So I've got some sprays out, which I'm not going to use because I would want to cover the window and stuff. So I'm going to keep those out to remind me to use them at some point. I've got a couple of different inks out. I've got the tea dye because that's got a pinky hue to it, Victorian Velvet, and Rustic Wilderness. So I think I might do some stenciling and stamping. So if I stencil first, I did go through my stamps because I don't seem to have used stamps for ages. I think they're just that awkward to get to that I just don't bother. So I did have this one out, which is obviously a blossom one, but because that's got flowers on it, I don't think I want to use that. So what had I got out? These are the ones that I've just always got out. That would be very nice, the swirl. Or we've got the leaves. Shall we go with the leaves? Excuse me. Just had a cup of coffee, and coffee always makes your mouth dry, doesn't it? I only really have, well, I have two at the most. Most days I only have one. But I do love coffee. I just prefer drinking tea. But, you know, I've got to have that 1 cup for definite. So I'll just go around as best I can without, you know, going into the window. If I wanted, I could, you know, measure that, cut out a piece of card, place it over the top. Could, you know, stick it with some washi tape, because some washi tapes isn't that sticky at all, so then you could unpeel the washi tape off after, but I don't think I need to be that. Oh, that's nice. That, oh, I don't know what the word is, Right, so I'll keep that out because I'll do them. I'll do them all the same. Okay, so that's that. We're keeping the back plain. That bit's going to be stuck down, which I might cover with something once it's in the journal, or I might stamp it or whatever, put a page edge decoration on or something. So it's just literally the front. So I had got a few stamps out. Ooh, I've got a stitch one as well, but I don't want anything like that for this. So I might do that one in the pink, so it's as if it's, I don't know, like buds. It's not going to look like buds, but to give you that impression. So I use the Victorian Velvet. I don't have lots of colours of inks. I've got, you know, a couple of browns, a couple of greens. Is that dry or is it just not showing up? Oh, lovely. Oh, I like that. I'll bring it up closer to the camera when I've finished. Oh, that's pretty. That pink and that green are very nice together. Can you see? I think you can just, yeah, I like that. So I'll keep that out as well. I'll put these back up there. So I will do some stamping in the book at a later date. Okay, so I could either just stick a fussy cut over, you know, here like I did the small ones. Let's just have a look. I've got a few more to cut out. Let's put them the right way. Oh, just dropped my blinking glue. I'm gonna have to get on my hands and knees. I mean, that would look very pretty, wouldn't it? That kind of thing. I'd say they're quite a decent size. I think they would have to be definitely that kind of size. Yeah, I do like those. But I'd had another idea and I was kind of going for that idea, but now I'm kind of thinking that's a little bit too small. A tree would look very nice on it. So I'm just seeing if I've got 6, you know, what would go. I'd like another tree. Let's have a look at. It's not quite big enough. I think that other one, I don't know if it was bigger or just appeared bigger. I've cut the printed these in a couple of sizes. I can't remember how many pages of there's at least 4 pages of fussy cuts. Yeah, these are that kind of size. I'm looking for a tree, aren't I? If that's a bit big. No, I'm not liking that one on there. So we could go for that. Let me just leave those 6 out. Yep. Got a badger trying to run off. But I've got these tiny little envelopes. I think these are for coins. And I was going to pop, you know, these in the journal as pockets. So I was going to take the, oh my goodness, yeah, that off, so you could stick it down on the bit that's got the, you know, fold. And then I thought, oh, maybe it'd look nice on the front here, which would then, you know, be a pocket and at the back a writing space. which I do quite like that. But then since I've put them on, I'm kind of liking that. Oh, what to do. Tell you what, let's decorate one of these up. I'm not going to decorate the tag at this point, so that will still look pretty plain. But let's just do something to this, because if I don't use it for this, you know, they still want decorating to put in the journal. So I might as well ink around here while I'm at it. I think that would look nice just with a stamped image on it, and maybe a bit of material, paperclip, no, stapled down. I think that would look nice. So let's just, I'm going to put a bit of script on the background. I think I'll just do it with the vintage photo, because I want, you know, I don't want it to particularly stand out, just something in the background like so. And then I've got some, I do like this because it's, you know, got some texture and stuff, but it's very fine. So then by cutting some lace up, maybe that would be nice at the top of here. Let's just find the end. Come on, where are you? Let's cut one of those off. Yeah. And I was thinking, let's just cut that raggedy funny bit off. Let's cut that, and then a little green one. Oh, that's pink again. Cut that bit off. So maybe want to stick it to something like that. Okay, let's try this. Move that out of the way. Right, so if we've got the tag, I'm going to pop that on like so, and then pop that on, and come on, open up, that's it. And then pop the leaf there. I wonder if the staple would go through there, because it is quite, it is a little bit chunky. Let's have a look. You could definitely put a stitch in it. Right. Yeah, that's moved. Or you could stick it with some glue, let it dry a little bit, and then staple it just to keep everything in its place. It could be quite awkward. Yeah. Do you think I've done it? Oh yeah, I like that. I don't know if you could just keep that plain, to be honest. Maybe let's put this. Get up there. Okay. So we'd have that in this little pocket, if I could find the thingy. obviously once the back's stuck down, it makes it easier to pop in. Oh yeah, I like that. Then if we cut something like, will this tear? Not really. Like that. Then some of this. I don't think I need as much as that. And then let's have a look. I want a little cut out now. Something small. Yeah, I've got a little fox. Oh, that's cute. Let's stick that down. I still don't know if I'm, you know, using it for the front of the envelope. I just remembered I'd dropped my glue. But it's not the one that I want though, but why I'm thinking about it. Come on. So put the lace down and then pop it down just to catch the netting bit, and then the actual image will stick the netting down. Okay. Just hold that down. Let's put that upside down again. Right. Ooh, let's have a look. Oh, I do like that. Yeah, I think I'm going to stick those there. I'll keep those 6 images out because I'm bound to want 6 biggish images and it'll save me, you know, looking. So let's get this glue out. And so after I finish the video, I'll do the other 5 and then get those stuck in. And then I'm going to go to the machine, like I say, do a bit of sewing on them. And tomorrow's video, we'll sew the signature in. I'll probably do 4 off screen and do 2 on screen. I like to do 2 just in case, you know, one goes really wrong and it's a big job type thing. You can see how, you know, how I deal with it as such. And sometimes when I sew one in, it goes perfect and I think, oh, you know, that's not giving the right impression really. When it goes well, you know, it's great, but you know, when they don't go well, it can be a bit of a faff. So I don't know where this one's going because obviously it's the first one I've done. So we will flick through. So I think we'll flip all the way through and then we can have a look where we're at, because I would like to know how many-ish pockets am I thinking that I'm going to be needing. Because after we've sewn the signatures in, I'll probably make a couple of pockets and then we'll get those in. Then we'll probably go through it and, you know, decorate. Okay. So I wouldn't probably put a pocket on the back of this one because 1, we've got a pocket facing it, and 2, it's a nice plain page for writing, so probably wouldn't put a pocket on there. And I wouldn't put that on because obviously we've got the lace at the side, so that's going to be a pocket. I'm not going to stick that down, you know, it'll be caught there, so it'll be more like a tuck. Could definitely put a pocket on there, but I think they're nice to collage on, which I probably won't do. I think that'd be nice, you know, leave a bit of space for somebody to do their own thing. So we could definitely have it on that page. I mean, it is a little bit too high that you're impeding onto the picture. Wouldn't like to cut it down because it makes that bit, you know, flappy. Looks lovely against that page, but I don't think that's a page that I'm wanting to put it on. I wouldn't want to put a pocket on there or there because that's, you know, fine for writing. Got that little flap there that you can shove something in, and that's a writing page. Again, wouldn't want a pocket there. Now, we could have this one on here because, you know, that's nice for writing. That jollies that up a bit, doesn't it? I like that. So I'll just put it there for now. So could possibly have a pocket on this one. I mean, we've got this flap, but that wouldn't make much of a difference. So we'll say one pocket there. That's a little tuck there. Writing space, writing. Again, wouldn't want a pocket there. Got his thing there. We'll probably put a pocket somewhere, either there, which would be a good idea, or, you know, in one of the flaps. So we'll call that 2 pockets. Again, we've got a writing page. That could be wrote on, or you could have a pocket. And it has been a, well, we would have a pocket there. So, no, it hasn't been a while since we've had a pocket. So, then we've got that flip out. Obviously, you could add a pocket there. Could definitely have a pocket on that one. So, that's 3. There's middle. Could have a pocket on there, so that's 4. Wouldn't want one there, and it would be fine for writing. Could have one there. Have one there, so that's 5. So I'm thinking we might need 6 pockets then. I wasn't thinking we'd need as many as that, but yeah, we'll say 6 pockets for each one. So, oh cracky, that's a lot of pockets. 6 times 6. I think I have a page of kit pockets, so I do think there's 6 on there, so I would definitely use those. I'll see what else I've got, what I could use as a pocket. So like we've used those tiny envelopes, and we use that library pocket. See if I've got anything else like that, and then yeah, we'll have to make the rest. So yes, I think that is where I'm gonna put it. I think that was the best place for it. Yeah, I'm not gonna, if you watched last time, you'd see that I just glued down the edge and like that, so that you could put something in there, and they was card, whereas this is paper. So I'm going to glue the entire thing down. And they've turned out really nice. Okay, So that is that. I'm going to leave it like that to dry. But yeah, they're getting quite chunky, and I've not even sewn them in yet. So I'm going to leave that there. Like I say, I'm going to now sit and do that other 6 and get to my sewing machine. I think that's all I'll do today. And then tomorrow we'll come back, we'll sew a couple in, and yeah, might see what I've got kit wise, get that in, and then think about making some pockets. I have got an idea for one pocket, so I'll have to think, but I will have a rummage around and see what I've got, what I could use for pockets. I mean, I've got these kinds of things, so you could, you know, stick that down somewhere. If I wanted it gusseted, I could just, you know, score it round. So I'll probably get a couple of those things out as well, because I don't fancy making 6 lots of 6 pockets. Not, you know, to video it all. They end up being you know, really long series as then. And there is another kit I would like to do, you know, before it gets to kind of winter things. So thank you for joining me. It has ended up being a lot longer video than I expected, and yeah, I will see you tomorrow. So bye for now.